Tom Holland is doing a hell of a press tour. Tom Holland is running around all over the world talking Spider-Man as cryptically as he can because we are 1 month away from Spider-Man Brand New Day. And with that, there must be, news to report, but you don't want to give away too much of the movie. So this right here, I thought was absolutely genius from a marketing perspective and from a I'm in this for all the right reasons and the long haul perspective. Tom Holland officially says they are working towards bringing Miles Morales into the U, saying, quote, "I have aspirations to bring Miles Morales into the universe. We've got a lot of work to do to bring that to life, but I feel very strongly about it." So Tom Holland himself is making sure we get Miles Morales in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is really interesting because he is now producing. He is now much more in control creatively. He had that entire insanity happen where Sony briefly was dealing with Spider-Man rights issues and had to sign a new contract with Marvel, and that changed a lot of power dynamics. I don't know the details, but it does seem that Tom Holland got a bit more power in this situation, and from what we've seen so far, we're a month out, but everything I've seen, it has been for the better that Tom Holland is getting to flex a little bit because this movie looks absolutely awesome. We're getting some comic accurate stuff we'll talk about here in a minute. We're getting a grounded Spider-Man that we always dreamed of. It wasn't even a year ago when it was a back and forth of maybe it was a little over a year ago, but about a year ago, there was still that conversation of, is it going to be the giant spectacle, huge follow-up to No Way Home, multiversal Spider-Man, or the grounded Spider-Man? Now, obviously, they've been developing this well over a year, so they knew, but that was the conversation that was, kind of getting out amongst the public with these details going on in the Sony Marvel. Where's it going to go next? So it's really cool to hear that not only did Tom Holland get to have a lot more creative freedom, but he himself is fighting for certain things. I know he's a Clone Saga guy. I think this Spider Puberty storyline is a big part thanks to him. I think that we might eventually get some of the weirder comic book stuff because of him having control. But in the short term, it does look like Miles Morales makes a lot of sense. And the rumor around Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, I don't know how much truth is in any of that. But if there was ever a character that would make sense to be Sony-centric in Spider-Man, it is the character that has had so much success with Sony animated films. It is the character that is so uniquely this generation's new Spider-Man. I think this is so rad. So this, to me, just has me very excited, and I love that Tom Holland himself is making this move. We're actually getting updates. He himself is announcing it. This is just freaking awesome, man. I'm so excited. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up first in this bevy of Spider-Man news. Miles Morales coming sooner than later. And we also got this. Okay, so this right here is an official Sony pop-up, right? This is a physical place that you can go in New York because of Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think Little Caesars was the big brand team up here. This was a physical set in New York. Now, this is a place that you can walk around, and I personally looked at all of these things with a lot of comic book-centric scrutiny. This is going to be spoiler light because this is what they're putting out. I don't know if it's a spoiler if this is what they're officially releasing a month away, but I did want to give you the warning that as long as there is a graphic up that looks like this, it could be a mild spoiler because I'm a bit more informed comically. So if you'd like to watch this on replay, skip ahead 5 minutes by all means. If you're in the live chat, you want to duck away, come back. I don't know anything more than you. I've not seen the film, but I have seen this graphic. I wanted to talk about it. So we have this beauty right here, and what a fun way to start to get information out there about the movie. This obviously is a map of, it seems like, the gang war storyline. This seems like it's doing a lot of things involving all the different street level criminals. This is, to me, the first time I've officially seen confirmation of Tombstone. We know Tombstone's in it, but this is the first time we've seen officially released images. I've got an image in 3 slides that's also at the pop-up that surprised the hell out of me, because this isn't something I've heard people talk about at all, but I did want to specifically talk about Tombstone here. Tombstone right here looks just like how Jerry Conway described him. Jerry Conway, the co-creator of so many important characters, the man who killed Gwen Stacy, the co-creator of Punisher, iconic runs on Tombstone. This man right here looks just like how Jerry Conway described him. We lost Jerry Conway not long ago, a few, like a month or two ago, and I really hope he got to see some of this before he passed, because one of the great, all-time great Spider-Man writers, absolute legend. His Tombstone is now coming to life. This is so freaking cool. He looks perfect. So I wanted to share that image, and again, that's not really a spoiler, but I hadn't seen it until this pop-up. We've also got a look at, I zoomed in on Tombstone, but here we go. We got to look at Tarantula here. This, to me, ties into some very specific Spider-Man storylines. If you guys want, I think I'm going to make a comics to read before Spider-Man Brand New Day based off what they've revealed as far as storyline elements in the trailers, but also some of the comic book covers I think are just for the sake of imagery, but some of them I think are story elements. So if you guys want, let me know, and I'll make a comic book to read video before Spider-Man Brand New Day. But we've got this tarantula image right here. This weaving together a string of robberies. You gotta love a pun. We've also got down here a look at Boomerang that we hadn't really seen before. I really dig this, and I really love that we're getting what feels obviously authentic to the Daily Bugle, but what feels like a crime wave, maybe directly tied to the absence of the Kingpin, because if you've seen the end of Daredevil, maybe they can't have Kingpin physically in the show, but the effects of Kingpin are clearly felt here because the, absence of a leader, we get a lot of crime. And then we've also got Scorpion tease down below, and this to me is just the most gang war stuff we've ever had in an MCU or live action Spider-Man take. Very freaking excited about it. So this is a thing that was at a physical pop-up in New York City. Obviously this first Tombstone stuff has me very, very excited. Now, I've got a few images from Scorpion that just came out this week, but my next image blew my mind. I cannot believe that this is confirmed. This, again, they're releasing it, so I don't think it's a spoiler because they're putting it out there. We now know who. I am so excited about this because this is an actress I love. Lisa Colon, who plays one of my favorite characters on The Bear. I am very excited to say she is in the MCU. I did not know who she was going to play. She was rumored by many to be Miles Morales' mom. I think she would have been great, but who she's actually playing has me even more excited. I cannot give any more warning. This is what I'm about to say is who she's going to play because they revealed it, and I'm so excited. We officially have one of the characters I never thought we'd see on the big screen from the Jerry Conway era, from the Gang War era, from the Bronze Age of Spider-Man comics. Guys, this was a screenshot on one of the computer screens on the pop-up. Captain Jean DeWolf. Now, this might be very anecdotally exciting to you because you're like, I don't know who this is. She is clearly not a captain yet. This character is so important to Spider-Man mythos. This is another person that Peter Parker lost. She is someone killed in the line of duty. There's this Sin Eater storyline that is absolutely incredible. I think that this movie won't touch on Sin Eater, but I do think that we might go that direction with a Spider-Man 5. I think this shows the level of street level we're getting into. This is going to be a very good compatriot to Spider-Man. If you've ever played the Spider-Man Insomniac game, I think she's going to be very familiar to you in the role of like Yuri. That is a play on this character because this character came out in the 70s and 80s. Hugely important character to Spider-Man mythos. The fact that we have Jean DeWolf and the fact that she's played by this absolute legend, I am so excited by. Detective DeWolf, who I imagine will make Captain at the end of this film. This is the biggest pop to me of the entire press tour right here. Seeing all the comic covers has been insane. I don't know why this to me is like hitting like this. I could have done, maybe I will, a whole video on why this is exciting. Yes. Okay. From Captain DeWolf, Detective DeWolf, over to covers themselves. Guys, we got our first official look at the way Scorpion is going to be mirroring his comic book cover. I just realized I forgot to grab the comic book cover. I only have the image that it's mirroring. Oddly, the comic book cover this is taken from is from a Marvel Adventures, which is a comic book adaptation of the Spidey animated show. So it's an interesting cover to pull from because it's not historically significant, but this cover is obviously awesome. There is a new behind the scenes vignette going around that is Tom Holland talking about all the covers and replicating them. Destin talking about how incredible the physicality of Tom Holland is, and that's how they revealed this one officially. This is an official release, so definitely check out that vignette. It's like a minute long, and it's full of just so much joy and glory. This right here, let me see if I can quickly add that comic cover while we're talking. I'm going to see if that's even possible in real time. Maybe it is. Oh, it looks like it might be. We've got one more Spider-Man thing to talk about, but in real time, doing it live, Spider-Man, Scorpion, comic book cover. Brand new day comic. Let's see. Because I want to get into the super chats that have popped up since then, but this made me so happy. Oh man, it's not like first thing you see, it's somewhere deep in here. Oh, there we go. Here's one. Thank you to Max Blizz. I don't know who that is, but I hope they're good people because I'm shouting them out for helping me out here in this bit of chaos in this moment. All right, let's see. Let's add it. And add files. Guys, one of these days, I'll remember everything before a stream. Today is not that day. Did I do it? Am I able? Okay, boom, boom, boom. Ha, who, he. All right, so we got this. And then we got this. So this is the comic cover. It mirrors a Spider-Man adventures from the 90s, a direct representation of that glory right here, recreated in live action. So flippin' cool. I just love that they're doing this. I love the care they're putting into this. I love the dedication and attention to detail they're putting into this, even down to a Spider-Man Adventures cover. Hell yeah. And then the last image I want to talk about is this one right here. This is the cover of today's video because I did a whole video about all the awesome different format covers they're doing. They're doing, since Spider-Man is the big premium large format release overseas, it's actually taking over all the spots that the Odyssey isn't coming out when it is here. So in America, the Odyssey is pushing this out of IMAX, but Spider-Man is literally the first film shot with extra stuff in ScreenX. It's getting released in Dolby. It's getting released in 40X. It's getting released in all these premium large formats. Overseas, it's getting released in IMAX over the Odyssey because the Odyssey comes out after, but they were very wise to release a bunch of exclusive posters for each format. This one is my favorite, and it somehow slipped me by last week. This is the Real D 3D, and I grabbed the textless one because I wanted to show just how beautiful this is. This is pure Spider-Man to me. It also reminds me of that video game, like PS2 game, like Mirror Dimensions or something. But I just love this POV shot. This reminds me of some of the stuff I love from Amazing Spider-Man. This reminds me so much of why I love the character. You're just immersed in the mind's eye of Spider-Man. Wanted to share this since I failed to last week. So lots of crazy stuff this week with Spider-Man news.